Zimbabwe under the British Empire. The history of Great Britain's colonization and decolonization before the country's independence. Written by Charles River editors. Narrated by Colin Fluxman.
The Rise of the Diamond King. In order to save the 40 million inhabitants of the United Kingdom from a bloody civil war, our colonial statesmen must acquire new lands for settling the surplus population of this country to provide new markets. The empire, as I have always said, is a bread and butter question. Cecil John Rhodes. On a cool autumn morning in 1870, the British mail packet SS Eudora dropped anchor in the roadway of Durban Harbour, located on the eastern seaboard of the South African subcontinent. A number of passengers disembarked, among them a tall and sallow youth, his hair almost white, his eyes a pale blue, and his breath escaping his lungs in a ragged whisper. His name was Cecil John Rhodes, the fifth son of an English country parson, and he had come to the colonies in the hope that a drier climate might delay what his physicians predicted would be an early death from tuberculosis. On board the ship with him were a great many men from all corners of the empire, drawn to South Africa by news of the discovery of the most precious diamond pipe in the world. Rhodes, however, had it in mind to grow cotton in the British colony of Natal, in the main port of which he now stood. In his pocket he carried the sum of £2,000 in investment capital, a gift from his Aunt Sophia, who was alone in predicting that her ailing nephew would survive much beyond his 19th birthday. Rhodes stepped off the teak boards of Durban docks and made his way to the Metropolitan Hotel. A day or two later he travelled inland to the Umkomaas Valley, where 200 acres of land lay waiting for him. No one, of course, could have had any idea quite what a profound moment this was in the history of Africa, perhaps not even Rhodes himself. Nonetheless, this anonymous arrival, one among thousands that year, would shape the course of events in this turbulent corner of the British Empire for the next century. The South Africa into which Cecil John Rhodes stepped that day remained in its formative stages. At the time, the African subcontinent, south of the Limpopo River, was divided between two unhappy and mutually antagonistic partners, the British and the independent Boer. The Boer, a Dutch colloquial term for farmer, were the descendants of the original Dutch East India Company settlers who founded the Cape Colony in 1652 as a victualling station for passing.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?